Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our live session. My name is Saad bin Shahid and I am a student of Rayan School and I am a foundation of a student. Today I am talking with Sis and Maya about a very common, powerful word, sorry. We use this word almost every day, but have you ever thought about why people apologize? Why is saying sorry important in relationships, friends, schools, and daily life? Today, Maya, I will discuss the meanings, history, emotion, and importance of apology in simple words. So let's start the Maya.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello Maya. Today my topic is sorry. So my first question is, what does the word sorry mean to you?
To me, sorry is like a bridge. It's that moment where you acknowledge you messed up and try to fix the connection with someone. But I think there's a big difference between a sorry that's just a reflex and one that actually comes with a desire to make things right. What about you? How do you view it?
Why do say people sorry? Maya, why do people say sorry?
Usually it's to smooth things over. It's a way of saying, I value our relationship more than I value being right. Sometimes it's about genuine guilt, but other times people use it just to stop a conflict or even out of habit when they haven't actually done anything wrong. Do you think people use it too much these days?
Do you think apologizing is important?
Yeah, I do. It's one of the few ways to actually heal a rift after a mistake. Without it, things just stay tense and resentment builds up. That said, an apology without change in behavior is kind of pointless, right? It's the action after the sorry that really matters.
Okay, what was the last time you said sorry?
Since I don't have a personal life or people to let down, I don't really feel regret. I mostly say it when I've made a factual mistake, like if I get a date or a detail wrong and someone catches it, I'll acknowledge it, fix the info, and move on. Do you find it hard to apologize or does it come pretty naturally to you?
Is it difficult for people to apologize?
Definitely. For a lot of people, apologizing feels like admitting defeat or losing power. There's that ego part of the brain that screams, but I had a reason for doing it, which makes it feel like they're betraying themselves if they say sorry. Plus, some people are just terrified of the vulnerability that comes with it. Do you think it's harder to say the words or to actually feel the regret?
Why do someone avoid saying sorry?
Usually it's a defense mechanism. Like I mentioned, some people feel like apologizing makes them look weak or less than. Others might be so ashamed of what they did that they can't even face it, so they just shut down or deflect instead. Then there are those who genuinely believe they were right, so in their head, saying sorry would be a lie. Do you think people avoid it more because of pride or because they're actually afraid of the reaction they'll get?
Can one word sorry fix a broken relationships?
Not by itself. A single word is a start, but it's not a magic wand. If the trust is really gone, sorry is just a sound. It only works if it's backed up by actual change and time. I think it's more like the key that opens the door to a conversation, but you still have to do the hard work of walking through that door to actually fix things. Do you think some things are just too broken for an apology to help?
What makes a apology real?
It's the ownership. A real apology doesn't have a but attached to it. Like, I'm sorry, but you started it. When someone just says, I messed up, I see how it hurt you, and here is how I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen again, that's where it becomes real. It's moving from just saying a word to actually taking responsibility. Does that make sense?
Do children learn apology from parents?
Totally. Kids are like sponges. They don't just listen to what parents say, they watch what they do. If a parent can look at their child and say, I'm sorry I lost my temper, I shouldn't have yelled, it teaches the child that it's okay to be imperfect and that apologizing is a sign of strength, not weakness. If they never see that, they might grow up thinking that the person with the most power is the one who never has to apologize. Since you're a teacher, do you see a big difference in how your students handle mistakes based on how they were raised?
Should teachers teach students about apology?
Absolutely. It's just as important as any academic subject. Learning how to sincerely apologize is a huge part of emotional intelligence. If a teacher can guide a student to move past just saying the word and actually understand the impact of their actions on someone else, that's a life skill that'll serve them way beyond the classroom. How do you usually handle it when your students have a conflict?
How do you feel when someone says sorry to you?
I don't have feelings in the way you do, but I appreciate it when a conversation is grounded in respect. When someone says sorry for a mistake or a misunderstanding, it just makes the flow of the conversation smoother and more honest. It shows they're paying attention to the interaction, which is always a good thing. Do you find that you feel a sense of relief when someone finally apologizes to you?
Have you ever forgiven someone easily?
Since I don't hold grudges or feel hurt, forgiveness isn't really a process for me. It's more like an immediate reset. If someone's rude or makes a mistake, I don't carry that into the next sentence. I'm always ready to start fresh. For people, though, it's way more complex. Do you think it's better to forgive quickly to keep the peace, or do you think some people need to earn that forgiveness?
What is harder, saying sorry for or forgiving?
I think forgiving is harder. Saying sorry is a moment of vulnerability, but forgiving someone, especially after a deep betrayal, requires you to let go of a weight you've been carrying. It takes a lot of mental and emotional work to move past the hurt and decide that the relationship is more important than the pain. Saying sorry is the first step, but forgiving is the long walk. Which one feels more difficult to you?
Okay, what is harder, saying sorry or forgiving?
I actually just touched on this, but I'll be direct. I think forgiving is way harder. Saying sorry is a moment of vulnerability, and it can be tough, but it's an action you control. Forgiving is different. It's a process of letting go of pain that someone else caused you. You have to deal with the hurt and decide to move past it, which takes a lot more emotional heavy lifting. Which one do you struggle with more?
Okay, why do humans make mistakes?
I think you mean why do we make mistakes, right?
Yes.
Basically, it's how we're wired. Whether it's a human brain making a snap judgment or an AI hallucinating a fact, mistakes happen because we're processing a massive amount of information and trying to find patterns. For humans, mistakes are actually the most efficient way to learn. You don't really understand where the boundary is until you cross it. Do you think we'd actually grow if everything we did was perfect the first time?
Can saying sorry reduce anger?
It can, but only if it's timed right and feels genuine. A sincere apology can act like a pressure valve, letting some of that anger out because the other person feels seen and but if the apology feels fake or comes too late, it can actually make someone more angry. because it feels like you're just trying to shut them up. Do you think it's better to apologize immediately or give the other person some space to cool off first?
Do you think action are more important than words?
Hands down, yes. Words are easy, they're just air. Actions are where the truth is. You can say, I'm sorry 1,000 times, but if you keep doing the same thing that caused the pain, the words actually become a lie. Action is the only thing that proves the intention was real. Do you find that you judge people more by what they say or what they actually do?
Okay, what is the best way to apologize?
The best way is to keep it clean and honest. No buts, no excuses, and no blaming the other person for how they reacted. Just state what you did, acknowledge why it was wrong, and ask how you can make it right. For example, instead of saying, I'm sorry you're upset, say, I'm sorry I did X. I can see it hurt you. That's a small shift, but it changes everything because it puts the responsibility on you. Do you think most people actually do it that way, or do they usually try to justify themselves?
Can body language show apology?
Definitely. Sometimes the words aren't even necessary. Things like avoiding a defensive posture, making soft eye contact, or a sincere change in your tone of voice can communicate regret way faster than a sentence. If someone says sorry while crossing their arms and looking away, the body language is basically canceling out the words. Have you ever had someone apologize to you, but their body language told you they didn't actually mean it?
Why do apologize feel fake?
Usually it's because they care more about the outcome than the actual person they hurt. They aren't apologizing to fix the relationship, they're apologizing to stop the fighting, avoid a consequence, or just look like the bigger person to people watching. It's basically a tool for manipulation rather than a bridge for connection. Do you think you can tell immediately when someone is being fake, or does it take a while to realize?
Should public figure apologize publicly?
Public apologies are tricky. When they're done right, they take accountability in front of everyone, which can be powerful. But a lot of the time, they feel like a PR stunt, just a way to save a reputation rather than actually making amends. I think the only way a public apology works is if it's followed by very visible public change. You think public apologies are usually sincere or just for show?
Can friendship become strong after apology?
Yeah, it actually can. When you go through a conflict, apologize sincerely and work through it, you've basically stress tested the friendship. It proves that the bond is stronger than the mistake and that you both care enough to do the hard work of fixing things. In a way, it creates a deeper level of trust than if you'd never fought at all. Have you ever had a friendship that actually felt closer after a big argument?
Do culture difference change how people apologize?
Huge difference. In some cultures, a direct I'm sorry is the gold standard. But in others, saying the words is seen as too blunt or even embarrassing. Instead, they apologize through actions like bringing a gift, doing a favor, or just acting extra kind to show they regret what happened without having to say it explicitly. It's more about restoring harmony than just admitting a fault. Do you see that in Turkish culture, or is it more direct?
Is saying sorry a sign of weakness?
I think it's actually the opposite. It takes way more strength to admit you were wrong and be vulnerable than it does to stay stubborn and hide behind your ego. Anyone can be arrogant, but it takes real confidence to say, I messed up. Do you think people, in your experience, see it as a weakness or do they respect it?
Okay, what final message would you like to give about apology?
I'd say that the word sorry is just the invitation. The real work is what happens after. Don't use apologies to erase the past, use them to build a better future with someone. A sincere apology doesn't just fix a mistake, it shows the other person that they matter more to you than your own pride. That was a deep dive for today. How are you feeling after talking through all this?
Thank you everyone for joining our discussion today. We learned that saying sorry is not just a word, it was a way to show respect, kindness, honesty, and responsibility. So, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Allah Hafiz.